All right, welcome to this explainer. I am so thrilled you're here with us today because we are going to dive straight into a massive, age-old debate about human potential. Today, we're totally decoding what truly drives success, pulling directly from our source material that looks at the really fascinating dynamic between raw talent and unyielding perseverance. If you've ever found yourself wondering, man, do I just need to work harder or should I be leaning on my natural gifts to get ahead? Well, you are in the exact right place. So let's get right into it.
Okay, let's kick things off by putting you in the hot seat for a second. Think back to your last major obstacle. When you hit that giant roadblock at work, or even in your personal life, what was your absolute default move? Did you instinctively feel the need to buckle down, push harder, and just out-persevere the whole problem? Or did your brain immediately pivot to thinking smarter, trying to leverage your natural abilities to just bypass the issue altogether? That core tension, right there, between grit and talent, is exactly what we're exploring today.
Take a look at this exact, unedited line straight from our source text. It says, a person who do not give up in middle, have grit and resilient, is better than a person who is smartest or fastest and strongest. That sentiment is incredibly powerful, isn't it? It perfectly captures that deeply romanticized classic underdog idea we all love, that pure, unrelenting perseverance ultimately trumps raw, natural capability.
To really understand why that quote resonates so deeply with all of us, let's jump straight into Section 1, the power of grit.
Now, what's really fascinating here is how firmly this source anchors this concept. It doesn't just treat grit as some nice-to-have bonus feature. It specifically defines grit, resilience, and perseverance as undeniably valuable qualities. According to the text, these are absolutely essential baseline traits for anyone trying to achieve long-term success, especially when the odds are stacked against you and the obstacles are huge. Without that foundation, winning the long game is nearly impossible.
So, why does this matter for you? Well, these traits aren't just feel-good, inspirational poster quotes. The source outlines highly tangible benefits. Perseverance practically equips you to actively overcome immediate challenges. It allows you to process and actually learn directly from your failures instead of just letting them stop you dead in your tracks. And ultimately, it paves the way to genuinely remarkable achievements. It's literally the engine keeping the car moving forward no matter how bumpy the road gets.
But hold on just a second. Before we officially crown grit as the one and only key to success, we need to pivot over to Section 2, the value of talent.
We have to boldly contrast these dynamics side by side. On the left, grit and resilience represent the slow burn, right? They're your long-term endurance traits. But on the right, the source explicitly reminds us that we have to recognize intelligence, speed, and strength. Why? Because these are immediate, highly effective, and incredibly powerful tools. While grit definitely keeps you in the marathon, these specific talents are the specialized gear that can help you sprint right up the steepest hills.
The source material gives us some super clear examples of this in the real world. A highly intelligent person with great problem-solving skills doesn't just endure a problem. They can quickly devise an innovative solution to bypass it entirely. Similarly, someone who is physically strong can immediately power through physical barriers. What this tells us is huge. Pure grit alone isn't always the most efficient path. Sometimes just having the right tool for the job saves you a massive amount of unnecessary struggle.
Which brings us right to our crucial resolution in Section 3, finding the contextual balance.
Reaching an optimal outcome is actually a highly fluid process. First up, you have to assess the specific context you're in. Second, maintain that baseline grit. You definitely still need the engine running. But third, you actively leverage your specific talents, like intelligence or strength, depending entirely on what the problem requires. Following these steps is exactly how you arrive at step 4, achieving those optimal outcomes. You're beautifully combining these powerful tools with your underlying perseverance.
A truly effective, balanced approach means you aren't just relying on one slice of the pie. You are utilizing your essential grit for sure, but you are also slicing in intelligence. Plus, the source specifically highlights the massive importance of adding creativity and adaptability to the mix. It is this exact combination of traits that the text promises will lead to the best possible results. You need the whole shebang, not just a single hammer.
Listen, if there is one ultimate takeaway from our source material that you should burn into your memory today, it is this. The most effective approach depends entirely on the specific context. Context is absolutely king here. The situation itself dictates which of your traits needs to take the steering wheel. Sometimes you got to lower your shoulder and push, and other times you need to step back, adapt, and completely invent a new way forward. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a pretty provocative question to think about for your own life. When you wake up tomorrow,
and face your next huge challenge. Are you simply going to grit your teeth and endure it, or will you read the context, pull from your diverse toolkit, and know exactly how to adapt and innovate your way to success? Thank you so much for exploring the equilibrium of grit and talent with me today. Keep analyzing, keep learning, and I will see you in the next explainer.